You said that Mirza Qadiani was a lunatic. So how did he manage to write so many books? Who says that Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani was a lunatic? Whoever says this is mistaken. Mirza Ghulam Ahmad was not a lunatic. He was a deceitful individual. Yes, he is presented in a way that he looks like a lunatic. His lunacy, strange conversations, utterances, and actions, all these things, these diseases came from Allah. This punishment came from Allah when he began starting committing blasphemies. These words, these actions, these diseases, these were the result of his blasphemy against the honor of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, against the honor of Allah, against the honor of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, against the honor of the Quran, against the honor of Islam, and against the honor of Sahaba and the Ahl Bayt. As for the writing books, what's so difficult about that? You can take 10 books on a subject, and by taking one chapter from each book, you can create a new book on the same subject. Now you have 11 books on the same subject. So, is that some great accomplishment? In reality, the books Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani wrote are mostly a compilation of various sources. He borrowed some material from one place and other from somewhere else. He put them together and wrote his own books. As for formal education, he studied Arabic, Persian, and logic. He had three teachers from whom he learned these subjects. Now, from a research perspective, the answer to this question can be found by going through the book titled Aimai Talbis. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani studied the works and teachings of the individuals who claimed to be Mahdi, Masih, a prophet, or claimed divinity to be God before him, and incorporated some ideas from various other sources as well. He compiled and organized these ideas into his own books. One notable figure from the same era who claimed to be Mahdi and eventually claimed divinity was Baha'u'llah Irani. Mirza Ghulam Qadiani also took inspiration from his ideas. There was another individual who claimed to be Muhammad before Baha'u'llah Irani, and Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani incorporated some aspects of his teachings as well from that person. So, what kind of perfection or knowledge is there in this? In short, these books were a collection of various sources, and Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani borrowed material from many places. So, there is nothing extraordinary about them. Question number 11. Who introduced Mirza Ghulam Ahmad Qadiani and why? The reference to the Hunter's book has been mentioned in the session, so it can be presented again for the answer as well. The details about Zilli Nabuwat and denial of jihad that has been explained in it, and British government set it up, and the purpose of setting it up was to achieve political objectives, but it was given a religious name. This organization, this movement that the followers of Mirza Qadiani had started, the British cooperated and supported it. The purpose was not just religious, but the real reason was political. Their objective was to strengthen and to consolidate their government through Qadianis. The real enemies of the British in the subcontinent were Muslims. This sedition fitna of Qadianiyat was injected to weaken the power of the Muslims, to change their focus, to waste their energy. For its explanation, you can also read the book of Aga Soresh Kashmiri titled Khatme nabuwat. The attention of the Muslims was on one issue at that time, which was to expel the British from the subcontinent. The sedition of Qadianiyat was introduced to divert the attention of Muslims from this issue. So the real cause was that the British wanted to strengthen and to consolidate their government. Question number 12. Is Qadianiyat a political movement? The answer to this has already been given in the previous question, that it was established by the British government, and if you study the objectives for this, it will become clear that it was established for political purposes and given a religious name. The objectives were political and the name was religious. So Qadianiyat is not actually a religious but a political movement, and they have been trying ever since to establish a government in a large area. And when Pakistan was created in 1947, they also tried very hard to establish an Qadiani state in Pakistan. They tried to establish their own state in Balochistan, the province of Pakistan. They tried to establish their own state in Kashmir as well. There are undeniable proofs which explain the fact that the Qadianiyat were not just a religious but actually a political movement, but they wore the mask of a religious movement.